Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Yes, we are late in the afternoon. It's about almost 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And it's because I messed up this morning and I had to do some stuff and try to get some things going. And today I want to talk about coming up with mini customer reviews. And before we do that, I want to announce tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm going to have a video posted up. It's an archive video because I screwed up and I never released it because it was so long ago when I first started. Some of the audio, I had to work on the audio a little bit and I had to flip the picture and things I've learned since then. And I was always worried about it. But you know what? I said, I owe this guy, Kareem Harbat. He is a great speaker. He has this book. It's one of the books on my shelves, Enablers of Business Agility. 6 enablers of business agility. So that's going to go up today. I'm going to be plugging him because I really feel bad because I never released my interview with him, and it was a great interview. And it was when I was just starting out, and I was a little bit intimidated, to be honest with you. And I said one day we'll do 1,000 shows and we'll put your stuff up there. Well, we've been 1,000 shows, so I'm going to put his stuff up there to try to get him some more book sales and more recognition. But Kareem is an awesome person and a great coach, and I saw him speak years ago in a Philadelphia agile meetup or meeting or event, and it was really good. So I want to thank him for allowing me to post his video, even though it's been almost 2 years since I recorded it, and that's going to go up tonight at 8 o'clock tonight. And with that, let's get into the subject matter now. And just don't forget, if you want to be interviewed and share some stuff, books, something you created, you want to just talk about your Scrum, I'm going to be reaching out to people that I'm connected with. So don't be surprised if you don't see me link. Reach out. If I don't reach out, please reach out to me and we'll get you on the show. But it's fun. It's fun to meet these people and share their stories. But today I want to talk about creating mini sprint reviews for your customers, custom mini sprint reviews. And why I said this, you ever have troubles with your stakeholders not telling other stakeholders what's coming down the pike? And, it's not really all about you and your team and having everybody coming to the mountain, right? It's not about them coming to you. It's about you going out to them and servicing your customer. And this is a thought I had and I'll go into good detail, but think about, sometimes we got to think out of the box to solve a lot of problems, and we have to deviate from the typical, we only have one sprint review meeting and that's it. And that's all we do. So I'm going to suggest to you today, if you have this problem, here's a potential solution. And we'll go into that in today's show. With that, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and as a coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way. And today is our Thursdays where we talk about requirements, reviews, and retros. Today we're going to talk about reviews. And we do this so we can not work crazy hours, bring good work to our customers, and have a little bit of fun. And with that, let's talk about that, bringing the good work to our customers and helping them, bringing value to them, bringing value to them, not them coming to us for value, right? We're going to bring the value to them. And that's kind of the thought process behind this episode, where I've suggested that, I can't talk. I suggested this before, and I've had people do that where they would do mini reviews based on whoever the department is. And I've done this in many places, and it actually worked out really well. Because let's say you have a marketing department, you have a business department, you have an accounting, you have an operations department, you have all these different departments. Now, when you're doing work in your team, your work may not include all the departments. So if you do have a central sprint review, you may invite lead stakeholders into the review and you might break it up that way. But sometimes people don't have enough time and they really don't want to see what other people are getting. They really want to worry about their applications, how this helps them or hurts them, and so on and so forth. So what you do is you create these mini sprint reviews. Maybe they're a half hour. They're really point to the point and they're not extended, not long, 2-hour, 4-hour sprint reviews. And when you do this, here's something that I found. Sometimes, think about this for a second. the stakeholders figure they're already spending enough time going to your sprint review. So let's say your sprint review is a half hour or an hour. Let's say it's an hour. Just give it an hour. Let's say it's now let's make it simple. We're going to say half hour or really in an hour, the whole hour is there. Then they have to go and train all their partners in their departments on what's coming down the pike that could affect them, the other stakeholders, because usually only send one stakeholder and then it affects other stakeholders in the department. How about if you customize this? And the problem is they don't want to do it because now they're spending an hour for you. Then they got to spend an hour for everyone else in their department. So now their review time, their sprint review time takes 2 hours, right? So let's consolidate this. Let's get this where we as the team are coming out to Muhammad or coming out to the mountain. We're going to the mountain and help with them rather than pulling the mountain towards us, right? So the idea is that we are going to them and we're going to share with them their concentrated, fixed, particular sprint review material, their features that they're getting. And in this meeting, we say, not only do you have the lead stakeholders there, invite all the stakeholders from their department there, right? Invite them all to this half-hour meeting. So now the lead stakeholder doesn't take 2 hours to do this stuff. Now it's just 1 hour, or in this case where it's very succinct into an hour, maybe it's just a half hour. So in that half hour, not only do you get the one stakeholder gets to see it, everything, but everyone in their department, all the other stakeholders, that one stakeholder would have to then go train and update and do reports and do all this stuff for all those other people. So you're helping that person reduce the amount of time they need to spend in your sprint reviews. So now instead of a 2 hour one, you get a half hour and everyone in the department learns about this new product. Now, it's kind of a tricky thing because now you got a lot of people looking at your software. You have to have a tough skin and let it go because they're going to come back with all kinds of areas and stuff, and they may need clarification. So you may need 45 minutes, but at least everyone's in the room and it takes care of a lot of those training issues and things like that that may get dropped because they've already spent enough time and they don't have enough time to go train everyone else in the department. So now you're getting everyone involved in one fell swoop. So I wanted to suggest that as an option. If you feel like your stakeholders aren't going out and telling their stakeholders or their partner stakeholders in the department what's coming out, and then you get hit by, well, we didn't know that was coming. We didn't know it's coming. Well, there's creative ways to fix that problem. One, invite them all. And I'm going to give you a little pointer on that. If you're doing this in person, right? And you have a couple, let's say you develop 3 features for 3 different departments, right? You can set up the little mini meetings for those departments. Get treats for them, whether it be donuts or fruit or cheese plate. I don't know, whatever you think, vegetable plate, lunch. If you have the budget, get lunch or get some snacks or whatever. Here's the thing with the donuts, right? I gave you, so you could do the lunch, you could do separate ones, you could do meals, but that'll help them all want to come because they want a free lunch, right? They'll all come to your sprint review because they want the free lunch. So you're treating them. If you do the donut thing and you schedule a couple sessions of sprint reviews with different departments, sooner or later, they're going to get the gist that the best donuts are in the first sprint review, and whatever's at the third sprint review gets whatever's left of the donuts. So they don't get the pick of the donuts. I guarantee you that every stakeholder is wanting to say, hey, can we do our sprint review first? Because we want to get the good donuts. It's the nature of the beast, right? A little bribery doesn't hurt anything. So if you want to do it, you need to have it in person. If you have these sprint reviews, I mean, this is what you should be doing on those days when you have to come in the office, right? When everyone has to come in the office, those are the days you do the sprint reviews and you do the sprint planning because everyone's there face to face. They don't, that's what you do on those days. So when you do it, get donuts. And if you have the multiple sessions, sooner or later, the word will get out that if you're in the first session, you get the best pick of the donuts in the review. Trust me, they will fight to become the first group to get the review. And this is going to get them more energized to see what you're doing, right? See what I'm getting at? They're going to be encouraged. It's not you pulling their teeth to get to your review. They're going to want to come to your review because they're going to want to get the best donuts. Now, I know it's trickery, but sometimes we have to be creative in how we get our stakeholders and all the stakeholders, not just one stakeholder that represents, but they didn't share everything else to all the other stakeholders in the department because it's just taking up too much of their time now. So you see, so here's the strategy, right? Instead of having one sprint review that covers all the stakeholders, have many stakeholder reviews that covers their features they're getting, not just invite the one key stakeholder, but invite their whole department, if as long as it's not a million people, but managers or whatever, sprint supervisors, people that are in charge. If there's like hundreds of people, then you can't have all the, well, you could, but if you can't, have what if you get like 20 people in a room, invite those 20 some odd people and offer treats, right? And have one session for each feature for each department that's there, unless a product is used by multiple departments. Now, if you have a product is used by multiple departments, then by all means invite them all at the same time. One other point, you may have to move your meeting time around during the day. It may not be in one little block. You might have to do it in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Be flexible in how you set it up, because it's not about your schedule. It's about their schedule. Now, if they like to have morning meetings, then do a morning meeting. Some like to do a lunchtime one, do a lunchtime one. Bring food for the lunchtime one, by the way. Don't ever do a sprint review and don't feed them, because you will get reamed. They will pick on your software because they're hungry. And then do an afternoon. Maybe you do snacks or crackers or something at the end of the sprint review. So I want to offer that to you as a possible solution to when you don't have people coming, you have multiple stakeholders, multiple departments. Break it down in small, customized mini reviews and invite them. Don't say everyone has to come to our meeting. Be flexible throughout the day, or even the day before. If you got the work done, you could do it the day before the end of the sprint. There's no rule that says you can't do some of the sprint review on the day before the last day, and you can do some on the last day, depending on when they're available, right? So invite them, encourage them, bring all their stakeholders along with them, not just one senior stakeholder, so that you get feedback from everyone who's going to use your product. Just a thought. And again, sooner or later, they're going to figure out when the good donuts are. And if you do it all through the day, they'll be there for the first one. They'll fight for that first one. Trust me, they will. And it'll make them more eager to go to your sprint reviews. So I wanted to share that with you. And don't forget, tonight at 8:00, I will be sharing this book, the author, Kareem Harbat. He's really a good guy. He does his 6 enablers of business agility. Recommend this book if you haven't read it already or got it. And I'll post that up too. I'll post a link up to his book or something like that. If it's on, I think he said it was on Amazon, but it was, and I feel bad because I did the interview 2 years ago and it's been sitting on ice waiting to get published. So I think I finally got it up and I'm going to post that today. And with that, don't forget, next week, Carl Freiberg's going to be doing our meetup next Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about priorities, goals, setting priorities and stuff like that. And he's going to go about goal setting and introduce some of his methodology for goal setting. So he's going to introduce that. It'll be a good conversation because it's getting into the new year. We're almost into the second quarter, right? So it's good to get that practice in. With that, I want to say you have an awesome day. Happy Scrumming. And I will see you tomorrow on Fun Friday. All right. Take care. See y'all.